Hey guys, this is Yogesh from Automotive Technica, and today I have a new video on the Android system for Scorpio S4. So this is an Android system and the size is 9.1 inches diagonally, and this is an imported from China. You get it in India. So there are some importers who are in Delhi and Noida region. You can get it in any part of India through your local dealer. It costs around 12,000 rupees for 2 GB RAM and 16 GB flash module. So this is the navigation, and while driving, if you are connected to the GPS, then it will show you the kilometers per hour. That's the speed, and this is the music player. You can browse to directory, song type, or the singer based on your settings. So here this is how you can browse to the directory, and the songs will be shown in this right side. So that is the browser for browsing your USB. Drive is here, which is connected inside a glove box. Well, there is no CD mechanism here, and there is another way of connecting your music is through Bluetooth. So coming back to the main menu, this is the Bluetooth where you can connect to your phone, where I already paired my phone here. For the voice call, there is a mic inbuilt at this point, and below that is a reset button. I mean, you have to insert it if the behavior for this audio goes wrong, something, and it is irrecoverable. So that time you can use this reset, that is called hard reset. This is the FM radio. The FM radio is not that great, so I have an antenna embedded here, which is a powered antenna, and if you switch on, as compared to the Alpines or the Pioneer, the pickup of this Android is a bit lesser. That depends on how you design your antenna, so that's not a big deal. Still you can use this, but if you are not a great fan of radio, then I would recommend this low-cost audio system. So I have said all the channels which are there in Bangalore. So before going to the settings, there is a video icon here. So I would recommend to see the videos on the systems only when the vehicle is stopped in a parking lot. So it is not advisable to watch videos and drive on the road. So going to the settings, these are nothing but the Android radio settings for this system. So first is the sound settings, which has got a 3-band equalizer. So low frequency, mid frequency, and the high frequency. So low frequency you can customize it, start from 100 Hertz. Mid frequency is the 1000 Hertz, that is 1 kilohertz. It can be adjusted for your vocals, and this is the treble, that is 12.5 kilohertz. So you can change it. So if you want to see the balance or any fading, there's a small notch here. You can push it forward for the front and push it backward for the rear. But here in this case, I have used an amplifier where only front speakers are connected and one subwoofer. So coming into the system info, this is the system info where it shows the Android version, which is 8.1 Go, and the kernel is 3.18.22. that is nothing but the Linux operating system kernel. And it shows that CAN Pro, that is a CAN bus in other automobiles. There will be a CAN bus from where you can connect this system for the system info, or whatever the tire pressure monitor system, or anything which has been monitored by your CAN bus. So coming to the DDR is 2 gigabytes. Flash, that is the ROM, is 16 gigabytes, and the CPU is A7, that is one at 1.3 gigahertz, and it has got 4 cores. The display is not that much pixels, so it is 1024 into 600. It's enough for such a small unit. That is 9.1 inches, and 1024 into 600 is enough, I believe. So if you want to go to the factory settings, you have to type the password. So in the car settings, so this is nothing but if you have a different vehicle where the CAN bus is connected, you can use that function. So going to the Android settings, that's the shortcut here to go to the Android menu, where you can see Wi-Fi. There is no SIM here, but the data usage can be done from if you have a Wi-Fi dongle, or if you connect it to hotspot when you connect it to the phone. So this is nothing but the location, security, apps, the storage related, everything similar to the Android tablet. So they have a little bit customized for the vehicle navigation system. So that is a shortcut for GPS detection, and I'm inside the parking lot, and it's searching for the satellite, and there I have a GPS antenna. It will take time to lock because I'm inside the parking lot. So coming to the volume settings, it has got a media volume, that is nothing but your USB player volume, and for the call it's a separate, and radio mixing, the ratio mixing for these, again it has got a special mixer where you can mix the two inputs when there is a call, and if there is any navigation, communication or notification while driving, this is the volume for the mixing ratio, and that's the default volume which is used by the normal phone and the media player. So most important is the call volume. So sometimes what happens is when you play louder music, and if the call comes, then what you feel is the call intensity might be low, or it may be too high if you have one volume control. So it is good to have separate volume controls for the media and for the call. So brightness. So coming to the brightness, this is the place where you can adjust the brightness of the screen, and what I believe is there is also an internal connection. If you give it to the dimmer, the screen will be dimmed when you switch on the parking lights, or if you switch on the headlights, there is a connection. It can be done from the rear of the unit. That helps in maintaining your brightness level in day and night. So if I'm going to the factory settings, the password by default will be 8888, and you see that a lot of protocols here for CAN bus and what type of protocols they use based on the OEM. So this is a generic radio, and this will not be specific to one car. So what happens is if you have steering remote controls, you have to program it. However, since this is made for the Scorpio, the fascia, the front panel happens to be for the Scorpio, this only the panel, and you will get it from the lowest end to the highest top end model. So this internal inside part, this audio system, is common for almost all the vehicles, and the fascia, the outer fascia, the changes. Switch off the lights, and that is a key light settings, where what you can see is these are the lights where you can enable or disable based on your needs. So these are the soft keys where there is a power, home, back volume up and down. So these are by default not lit, so in the night it will be very difficult to navigate and to use these keys. So coming to the navigation, if you are on Google Maps, then you can use it, or if you have inbuilt maps in the USB, it can use that, or if you have anything loaded, any maps loaded into your flash drive, that is 16 gigabytes, you can have Map My India, or you can have your maps fully downloaded for offline navigation. So I use Google Maps and connect it through my Wi-Fi hotspot. So coming to the apps, so these are the apps, Android apps loaded by default. There's a file browser. Here you see that there is an internal storage of almost approximately 16 gigabytes. So available is 11.24 because some space is taken by the operating system. And this is the SAN disk, that's the USB. So almost a total Android tab-like experience, but this is fine-tuned for automobiles. So you have a Play Store, or whatever the applications you need to be used for your driving or any type of communication. Then you have a Play Store to download the apps, a Chrome browser if you want to browse something inside the car and connect it to the net. And it's a fantastic audio unit in a small price. And the beauty of the system is the depth of the system inside is just 2.5 inches, so that there is no need of chiseling the dashboard and fitting the tuned-in radios into this Scorpio S4 or S2 model. So any new Scorpio which is coming with tuned-in or any one-in system slot, you don't have much space inside the dashboard, so people chisel out the plastic here and fit in the radios, but the fit and finishing will be not as good when you compare to the OEMs. But this the fit and finish of this panel is good. There is no squeaking or cracking sounds. What I feel is like since this is a S4 model Scorpio, it will have the 3 locations for the controls, and this is a separate panel which has been fastened using screws. So this is little bit there's a slight gap, but it is not noticeable that much, and that can be stayed with, so that's not a problem for a user. But if you have seen the overall experience, you can fit a dash cam onto the windscreen and use your action cameras application by downloading from the Play Store and use it as a vlogging device. So the screen here is a capacitive touch screen and looks to be hard enough, and I don't feel that it is fragile where it can break too easily. Coming to the security, I need to find out some special system applications where the system can be locked for your usage when you give it to the service. I think I need to find out more on this, because when you root this device and try to install the system apps, it takes away your security. So the best app can be selected is by searching the right one for you, or enabling the passwords for this Android. And there is a drop down option here where you can see the notifications. I have notifications from YouTube as of now, and there is a one update for YouTube. And the switching is like there's a short buttons where you can see Wi-Fi, screen on and off. If I don't want to see anything on the screen and I want a blank screen when I am driving in the night and don't want any disturbance, I can switch off the screen. But one touch it will bring it alive. And the rest all are the shortcuts for the switching on the car amplifier or any other external media devices which can be connected to the rear RCA. And these are shortcut for Bluetooth and Wi-Fi, which I normally use it most of the times. So coming to the screen, if you see from the angles, there is no distortion. But when you sit on a Scorpio, a little bit slight, that is not much, but the color slightly fade out, but that is acceptable because this is a IPS panel and the color reproduction is good. So there are other settings where you can change the logo of the car when you restart the Android. Yeah, so this is the logo settings which is given, and you can use it according to your car. For Mahindra Scorpio, I don't have a Mahindra logo here. So there are certain internal logos. If you want to have only Android, the Android is here. And if you see the Proton, it's a Proton car from Malaysia. There is an Audi logo as well. It's a Honda. This is for Buick. This is for Mercedes. It's a BMW. So I use this logo. It looks to be a very nice one. It's from Stuttgart. Stuttgart is a place in Germany. So wide range of logos. So almost all car logos are present, since this is a generic Android system as a unit. So I believe this should not be any problem. For logo settings. So if you want any animation, there is an animation as a default, and I don't believe that it will take a lot of time because I want my Android system to start quickly. So if you switch off this system, it will display me the time and date and day, and if you switch on, it takes few seconds. So if you have connected your system, you can dial directly from the dialer. The radio pickup, as I said, that it is bit low on the antenna gain. So that is one thing you have to live with, or you need to boost up the Scorpio's internal antenna gain. If you see, there is a red LED notify light here. So that's the radio antenna. So if I switch off this radio, it goes away. So I believe there is some problem with the antenna. The pickup might be less for this system, or the sensitivity might be low for only this particular Android device. So if I compare this with a smaller one, 7.1, which is there in the, which I have tested it in Swift, that has got a better radio gain, because one parameter is that the antenna is outside the vehicle. It's an external antenna, and here this is an internal antenna and there is a lot of metal on the roof, and catching the signals is a bit difficult. So I don't think that this is a con of this radio. There are a lot of pros of the system, and while driving in your highway, placing a mobile phone for navigation on the windscreen is a problem. And if you have a sturdy system for navigation, this is pretty useful while driving in unknown destinations. That's all, friends, from my side today. Stay blessed. If you like my video, push the thumbs up button and subscribe to my channel Automotives Technica. Bye bye.